Alright guys, so today's movie I'm discussing on the channel is the delightful new festive action movie called Violent Night, which is directed by Tommy Wirkola and stars David Harbour as a jaded Santa Claus who has become fed up of the want, consumption, craving, and greed of the world. He's decided this is going to be his last Christmas ever. He's going to hang up the hat and then pass on the literal reins to someone else. But on his final ever Christmas Eve delivery, he makes a stop at the Lightstone household, a wealthy family who are caught in a hostage situation, held captive by a guy known as Scrooge, played by John Leguizamo, and Santa ends up becoming this John McClane-type style of action hero who is so dumb. Oh, but yeah, Santa saves the day, taking out the baddies one by one, you know, in particularly gruesome and gory fashion, along with the help of a cute-as-a-button kid called Trudy Lightstone, played by Leah Brady. 2022 has actually produced some awesome Christmas movies this year. First, we had the toe-tapping catchy A Christmas Carol musical Spirited, which is on Apple TV+, and I highly recommend you watch that one, guys. But now we've got Violent Night, which is equal parts Home Alone wholesomeness mixed in with the one-location, high-stakes action of Die Hard. That tonal balance is a tricky one to pull off, but Tommy Wirkola gets it spot on. In one moment I was like, oh, and in the next minute I was like, no! It's so weird to find a film that is so sickeningly sweet, but at the same time, disgustingly violent in places. Like, this is a stupidly fun watch. It's not gonna be for everyone. If you're squeamish or don't like violence, then yeah, you're definitely not gonna wanna watch this one, because some of the deaths in this are sadistically creative, but also festive. David Harbour slays, and I mean literally. There's an action scene where he's chasing after one of the bad guys, and he uses a toboggan to intercept the villain. His backstory on who he was before he became Santa Claus is ridiculous, but I won't spoil it for you. I can't stress enough how good David Harbour is as Santa Claus. Harbour has a knack for playing reluctant heroes with a heart of gold, so this really plays into his skill set, and he is so good here. I'd actually say it's one of the best roles I've seen him in. The rest of the cast is fine, like John Leguizamo is clearly having fun, and Leah Brady is so cute and adorable, although like, she's like this Kevin McAllister type kid who's like setting up booby traps for the intruders, and some of these traps are horrific. Like, this came out of the mind of like, I don't know how old she is, like 8-9-year-old in this, so the fact that she came up with this is just like, this kid's gonna grow up to be Jigsaw one day, isn't she? Yeah, they really do not hold back on showing you the pain that is inflicted on the people that fall into these booby traps. And the rest of the characters are fine, like everybody gets their moment in this movie, but they are pretty forgettable. But we didn't come to watch Violent Night for character depth, we came to be entertained, and this film really does deliver on that. The action in this is full throttle, like there's some very impressive stunt work in this. The music by Dominic Lewis is clearly inspired by the Home Alone score, like it's very brassy and mischievous. It's got a family film vibe to it. Womp 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 wada wada womp womp. The script is unapologetically vulgar and corny. There are so many Christmas puns in this. It's also really well paced. The film is 1 hour and 50 minutes, but it felt much shorter than that. It was quite a breezy watch. And it's also a very well lit film. Like, the cinematography by Matthew Weston definitely deserves praise. Just the scenes where like Santa is like finding an ice skate or finds the sledgehammer, just the way everything's lit is just so beautifully done. So let's ask them 3 questions. Firstly, would I watch this again? Absolutely. Violent Night actually might be one of those films I watch annually every year. I tell you, it would make a great double feature with Die Hard. Question 2, do I recommend it for you guys? Like I said before, it's definitely not going to be for everybody. If you're not a fan of hardcore violence, then avoid it. It's not for you. There is a lot of carnage in this. And also, it is not a family film, despite what the sugary tone might suggest. Like, this is not meant for kids. Teenagers maybe, but not for the kiddies. But I do recommend it if you're looking for a stupidly fun slice of festive action. It's in cinemas December 2nd, and yeah, it is definitely one of those films I recommend watching with a crowd. Like, it is so much more fun watching this, listening to other people's reactions as all the gory stuff is happening. So yeah, if that kind of thing is your cup of hot chocolate, then yeah, defo give it a watch. And third question, what score to give it out of 10? Another surprisingly good Christmas movie this year, which doesn't take itself the least bit serious. It is a bloody riot of a film, so I'm gonna give Violent Night a score of 9 out of 10. But as always, guys, just one bloke's opinion. I do want to hear from you. Have you seen Violent Night? If you have, what do you make of it? Let your voice be heard in that comment section down below. If you have enjoyed the video, help me out with that little thumbs up button. If you want more movie, TV, and Oscars-related content, never forget to click subscribe, and if you want to follow me on any of my socials, Twitter, Instagram, Letterboxd, TikTok, it's all in that video description down below. And as always, thank you guys so much for watching. For more things related to movies, TV, the Oscars, and popcorn culture, I'm Blake Carefield, and I'll see you next time.